Hello my dear students, today I am going to deal with the topic of marketing mix part 2. It is a combination. Here the marketing mix is consist of four things or the four components, that is the product, price, physical distribution and promotion. Already we studied the product and price in a marketing mix part 1. Today we will discuss the physical distribution. Here, before going to understand a physical distribution of a goods and services, first we should know about the what is the distribution. Here the distribution is also called as a placement. Placement or the distribution means shifting of goods and services from manufacturer to ultimate users or consumers. It is also called as a shifting or moving or flowing goods and services from producer to ultimate users, that is called as the placement or distribution. The next concept, marketing channel, or it is also called as the channels of distribution. Here the channels of distribution means it is a path route or the any direction flows goods and services from manufacturer to ultimate user, and it facilitating to help the consumers. The goods are available at the right time, right place, at the right price. This system is called as the channels of distribution. It consists of many intermediaries, institutions, the many persons, etc. The example for this, it consists of wholesalers, stockbrokers, brokers, retailers and distributors and the commission agent. These are the some examples for the channels of distribution. Here the next concept, to know the definition of a distribution channel. According to the American Marketing Association, it defines the distribution channels is the economic institution. Why it is called economic institution? Because the distribution channels consist of intermediaries, institutions and persons. The intention behind that activity is to earn the profit or money. That's why it is called as the economic institutions. Here the goods and services flows from or deliver from producer to ultimate users is called as the distribution channel. It defines by the American Marketing Association. The next concept, classification, or it is also called as the types of channels of distribution. There are mainly two types of channels of distribution. The one is a conventional method, the other one is a integrated channel. Here the conventional method is also called as a traditional methods of channels of distribution. It is integrated channel is called as a modern channels of distribution. In a conventional or the traditional method, there are mainly two types. One is a direct channel, the other one is a indirect channels of distribution. The next concept, what is the conventional methods of channels of distribution? It means these conventional channels of distribution are used for the long time. It is used for the last few long time period of time. That is what it is. That's why it is called as a conventional or traditional method of channels of distribution. It links between manufacturer to ultimate consumer. It links or the it linkage between manufacturer or the producer to ultimate users or consumers, and it consists of the wholesalers, retailers, agents and other functionaries or the other brokers. And the one more shortage or the one more conflicts in this method is here the lack of coordination among the different intermediate. This is a one of the main drawback in a conventional methods of channels of distribution. In under that, the first one is the direct channels of distribution. It is the simplest and shortest channels of distribution. Why it is called as the simplest and shortest? Because there is no intermediaries between producer to ultimate user. Here the goods and services direct flows from producer to ultimate users or consumers. That's why it is called as the simplest and shortest methods of channels of distribution. Some advantages and disadvantages of the direct channels of distribution. First one is the most suitable for perishable goods. Here it is most appropriated or suitable for perishable goods because the perishable goods are spoiled in a very short term period of time, but the direct channels of distribution is help to the goods and services are moving fastly from producer to ultimate. That's why this direct channels of distribution is most suitable for the perishable goods and services, and it is also help for the shortage and time savings. There is no intermediators, it saves the times as well as the cost, as well as the it is help to reduce the cost, the profit margin of the intermediaries, and it is also help for the price reduction, and the selling price is also decreases, time is also savings. The next one is it is the simplest, shortest and fastest moving of the goods and services. And the one more advantages of this method, here the producer can directly touch with the consumers, that will help to know more about the consumer desires, consumers wants, consumers expectations. That will also help for the producers. The next one is the low selling price. Here the no intermediaries, that saves the profit margin of the intermediaries. These are the some examples, some advantages of the direct channels of distribution. In some disadvantages of direct channels of distribution, one is the production efficiency suffers. Here the production efficiency suffers means when the producers are concentration towards the producing of goods and services as well as the distribution of goods and services, that will divert the mind of producers with both the activity, that will result in the inefficiency of the organizational activity. Here the inefficiency means the production cannot be more concentration towards the good production of goods and services, that will result in the not proper utilization of many resources in an organization. That is one of the demerit or the drawback of the direct channels of distribution. The next one is reaching of less customers. Here the there is no intermediaries, that's why the producers can only distribute the goods and services, that person or that producer